Aloha, beautiful human. Hello and welcome to this brand new episode of Touchful Podcast. I must say that this is a quite unexpected episode for me to record. I was not planning to record it, but here it is. I feel that I want to share, it feels almost like I need to share a very important story with you. I want to talk about being easy to love and my journey from feeling unlovable, feeling hard to love, to the point when I truly deeply feel in my body that I am easy to love. I want to tell you shortly and quite intimately how it was for me, how it is for me still to cultivate living in love and feeling easy to love. And at the very end of this episode, I will have an offer for you, an opportunity to work with me online in a deep one-on-one activation process or activation container. So if this is something that you are interested, I invite you to stay till the very end. And let's go. I remember the moment when I felt it, like really felt it for the first time, that I am easy to love. It was during a meditation practice, and these moments of meditation, I call them sitting with my human. These moments are super important for me, and I do it religiously, to have at least a couple of minutes every day to sit with my human, or to meditate if you want to call it like this. But I like to call it sitting with my human because it feels like I am in this process of deep listening, that the human in me, the human part, is in a process of deep listening to the wisdom that comes from something deeper than the human. You might call it God. I like to call it love. Some people call it universe or universal power or higher self. So I was sitting in this deep connection and this deep listening with my hand over my heart, as I like to do it. And I heard a voice. This is very often my way of embodying wisdom and channeling wisdom. Like, I feel like I'm talking to myself in myself, or like somebody is talking to me. So I sometimes joke that I often hear voices. So I heard this voice whispering to my ear, or not even to my ear, just whispering to my bones, whispering to every cell in my body, whispering exactly this: you are easy to love. It is easy to love you. And I remember my reaction to this, tears coming to my eyes, and this overwhelming feeling of relief, being relieved and grateful and moved to tears. I felt that every cell in my body, every fiber of me, every part of me really felt and received that whisper. You are easy to love. It is easy to love you. And I would like to have this episode today with you in a form of a contemplation. So I invite you to take these words and take them deeply into your heart and contemplate them. And as I say it out loud right now, as I say it to you, as I whisper it to your ear, how it makes you feel when you hear that you are easy to love. You are, you were, you always will be easy to love. It is easy to love you. How does this make you feel? Are you even able to receive these words? Because for the longest time I was not. In fact, I have a feeling that for most of my life I felt hard to love, that I was sometimes too much, sometimes too little, or sometimes just too weird, or just not right. And that all that I was, all who I was, what like the thoughts that I was thinking and the intensity of my feelings and how I was behaving, that all this was making me hard to love. And I'm thinking, in retrospect, when I think about it now, it was mostly in this the romantic meaning of love, that I felt that I was hard to love romantically. But it was not just that I just felt that if somebody really got to know me, they would find me hard to love. And in a way, that was painful, and it created, such a shield around me and made me feel afraid of showing who I really was. But also, I must say, and I want to be like super vulnerable here and kind of really open and share something quite intimate, that I kind of feel that there was a part of me that in a way took pride in labeling myself as being hard to love, as being too much or too little or too complicated or too weird. So in general, there was a lot of suffering in me around this notion that I am unlovable. And at the same time, a part of me, the part of me that wanted just to protect me so much, that part of me was able to create a whole story around it and to some extent make me feel almost proud that, nobody can really get me, nobody can really see me, nobody can really love me. And it's in a way really hard for me to say it right now, and I feel my heart pounding, but I want to say it because maybe, just maybe not, but maybe yes, maybe there is a part in you that really believes that nobody will ever get you, nobody will ever be able to truly see you for who you are, to truly appreciate you for who you are, to really receive you. And that feels so painful that as a coping mechanism, maybe, just maybe, you do what I did, which was creating this feeling of almost being proud to be so complicated and whatnot. So for most of my life, it was like this. Me craving to be loved, to be seen, to be recognized, to be accepted, and at the same time, feeling, and not just feeling, kind of like knowing it, taking it as my identity, being absolutely sure of it, that I wasn't easy to love, that I wasn't easy to be seen and received and just taken for who I was. And I remember the first moment when I realized how much pain it causes me, and I took a decision that I was ready to do everything to feel lovable first and foremost for myself. And that moment was on my first trip to Hawaii. It was 2018. It was my first solo trip to Hawaii for almost 5 weeks. And on the surface, everything was perfect. I was in paradise. I was fulfilling my dream. I had the time of my life, visiting beautiful places, having, really the time of my life. And at the same time, what nobody knew, what even I was pushing away, was that feeling that I didn't feel good with myself. I didn't like myself, which was a bummer because I was my only company at that trip. And that is also, a superpower of solo trips, and this is something that I recommend literally to everybody on this planet. Go on a solo trip, a little bit longer than just a weekend, but even a weekend can be a great start, where you can be just with yourself. Because then, at least in my case, so many mechanisms, so many patterns that I had in me. They came to the surface, they came up to the point that at some moment it was so hard for me to be in my own company. Like, I could feel that I really didn't like myself. And this is when, first of all, I really understood, like, experientially, I really understood this saying, that people say that wherever you go, you take yourself with you. And that was the moment when I really, like, for the first time, consciously made a choice and made a promise to myself that I would do whatever it takes to create the most beautiful, like, kind and loving relationship with myself. Because I am the only person that I am constantly with. So what is more important in this life than creating the most beautiful, kind, loving, everlasting, supportive relationship with somebody who you know you're going to spend every moment of every day until the end of your life with? And I feel that 2018 was this moment when I stepped in a more conscious way on the path of spiritual development and self-development. That was a very pivotal year of my life in general, 2018. That time really put me on this path of self-love, spiritual development, self-development. And I wish that I could just give you a magic formula of what I did to be able to transport myself to a completely different reality and to change myself, my relationship with myself so drastically that now I can confidently say, and I can feel it in every cell of my body, that I am easy to love, that I am worthy of love, that I am love, that I am a gift to this world, that I am kind and beautiful and a dream come true. I wish I could give you a formula, but the truth is that there is no formula. And in a way, I kind of feel when I say it right now that it's actually great news, because this is what life is about, at least to me. It's this path of self-discovery, a path of returning to love, as some people very poetically say it, and I like to say it poetically like this as well. A path of turning back to you, coming back home, returning to love, returning to self. And I decided to create my whole life around it. So when sometimes people ask me, what did you do? Or, some sort of formula or step-by-step process, or like, what did you do to be who you are, who you are right now? My first answer, something that comes to my heart as first always, is that I did everything. I did absolutely everything. I invested so much time, so much energy, so much money into this, like creating and like fulfilling this intention of me creating the most beautiful, loving, kind, heart-centered relationship with myself. I did everything. I tried so many things, so many techniques, so many teachers and mentors and programs and practices and retreats, all kinds of things. Plus, of course, the path of love that I am on since 2017, which is practicing and later on also teaching Hawaiian Lomi Lomi massage, which is one of the most loving ways of being with yourself and with other humans. This is definitely what transformed me, and I keep saying it in every other podcast episode, that I owe my life to this practice. And I know that it like this practice chose me to be on this path, to be on the path of love. And I did everything. And I keep doing everything that it takes, with so much discipline and with so much devotion. And sometimes with, so much doubt, and sometimes with so many tears, and sometimes with a feeling that nothing works. But it does work. And this is what this podcast is about, actually. This whole Touchful podcast that I do. In every episode, I try to share a little bit of this and that, and what I do to live a life that I am so proud of, to live a life that I love, because I decided that nothing on this earth is more important for me than to create a life that I am proud of, to create a life that I want to live, to have relationships that I am proud of, starting with relationship with myself and with my family and friends and clients and strangers on the street, and relationship with nature and with God, to have a life that I am proud of, to communicate in a way that I am proud of, to take care of myself in a way that I am proud of, to create a business that I am proud of and that makes me feel in love. And that's my cat in the background. Probably you'll be able to hear her. So, what would it mean to you? You can take it as another question for contemplation. What would it mean to you to say to yourself, to decide that there is nothing more important than this? Creating the most beautiful, kind, loving, fulfilling, healing relationship with yourself, and then with the whole world. And then do whatever it takes. Do everything and more, with discipline, with devotion. You will find the ways, you will find the methods, you will find the teachers and the mentors, you will even find the money, you will find everything that you need. I promise you, once you decide that nothing is more important than this, that nothing in your life is more important than your life, and creating it in a way that makes you proud. Do whatever it takes. And obviously, of course, it is not, one and done kind of work. It's something that we do every day. Because there is always more. There is always more love to hold. There is always more love to embody. There is always more ways in which you can open your heart and share yourself, share your beauty, share your light with the world. There is always more ease. So we show up every day. I show up every day. And I choose. I choose this every day. And I try out things. And some of them, they work. Some of them don't work. But I try out. I experiment. I pray. I set intentions. I invest my time, my energy, my money in this. I am curious. I am open. And I feel that the most important thing that I'm learning so much recently is that I am ready to be transformed by every moment. Every moment is an invitation. That's another contemplation for you. How would it be if you knew that every moment is an invitation for you? Invitation to love, invitation to remember that you are easy to love. Because every moment holds the power to remind you who you are, what is your nature, and that part of your nature is that you are easy to love. it is easy to love you. And I feel it is my responsibility as a being living in this human body. It is my responsibility to do whatever it takes to remember this. We can call it healing if you want to do whatever it takes to heal the unlove. By the way, I'm sure you can hear my cat purring in the background. She's such a loud purrer. That's a little bit of healing vibes from my cat. And I lost the track of thoughts. What was I saying? Yes, about the responsibility that you have everything that you need to transform yourself. That is also something that I decided to believe in somewhere along this way, along this lifetime, this life, that I have everything that I need to be everything that I want and to transform myself, or you can say to heal myself. So how would it be for you if you believed when I tell you that you have everything you need to be everything you want and transform yourself? And it really starts with a conscious decision, and then choosing this path over and over again with discipline, with devotion, with trust, and doing everything it takes. Because honestly, what better things we have to do in life than this? Than healing ourselves, discovering ourselves, remembering the true nature of who we are, creating the most beautiful connections, creating the most beautiful memories, creating a life that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel vibrant, that makes you feel grateful. What better things we have to do than this? You are easy to love. You just are. It's not a matter of proving this or becoming this or changing something. It feels to me like almost like the path of unbecoming everything that you are not, so you can feel and remember that you are easy to love and that you have everything you need to be everything you want and transform yourself. I know I already said it 3 times and I want to say it again because it's so powerful. So the absolute truth is that you don't need anybody else for this work, but it's easier to do it together. Just like I didn't need all my teachers and mentors and workshops and podcasts and programs and retreats and hundreds of other things that I did. I didn't need all that, but it just makes it easier and often faster to have somebody on your side, to have somebody along the way, to have somebody who will keep reminding you who you are, what you are, why you are here, what really is important in life and what isn't. So I am so grateful that I don't need to walk this path alone, that I have teachers and mentors and support and masterminds and amazing programs and groups and nature, and that I'm being held by something so much greater than myself, that I don't need to walk this path alone. And here I would like to tell you a little bit more about my offer. it's something that I created quite recently out of this need to share everything that I have learned on that path, the most fascinating path of living in love, walking this life with this intention in my heart to show up every day to my best abilities, to show up in love, to show up as love for myself, for my family and friends, for my clients, for this whole world, for my pet, for nature, for strangers on the street, for everybody and everything, to live in love and to show up as love. And out of this need and inspiration to share all my experience, I create something that I called Living in Love Activation, one-on-one activation. So it is an individual work with me. It's a 1 month container, 1 month of deep, intimate, very vulnerable and very powerful activation process. I used to think about it and call it more like a mentorship, but recently it came to me that no, it's not mentorship, it's activation. It's activation process for people who want to feel in love, who want to feel authentic and open and alive and in love with their lives. And for those who don't want to walk this path alone. So if you would like my support, my help, then I would like to invite you to my world, to my energy field, to my heart and my mind and all my experiences, all the love transmissions and the heart and body activations and the guidance that I am able to offer, that I am excited to offer, that I am willing to offer. So if this is something that you would love, you can let me know. And I can tell you all the details about Living in Love activation with me. 1 month of deep, beautiful, exciting, life-changing work. I'm going to leave you the link in the description of this podcast as well, so you can take a look there. And regardless if you want to do this work with me, if you want to do this work with somebody else, if you want to do this on your own, if you want to just activate yourself by listening to this podcast, either way is absolutely perfectly fine. But choose you, pick you, love you, because you are easy to love. And a part of you already knows it. I wonder if you're able to feel it as I say it to you, that the part of you already knows it and knows that it's true, that you are easy to love because you are made of it. And how would it be to feel more of it? Do whatever it takes, because you don't do it just for yourself. You do it for your children if you have children, for your partner if you are in a relationship. You do it for your parents, you do it for your ancestors, you do it for your clients, for your friends. You really do it for the whole world. I feel that as I started to shift, and I keep doing this work every day, like I told you, and I still sometimes feel that I'm just at the beginning. But as I started to shift, so many things in my life changed. My relationship with my family, with my parents, so much. My ability to hold love and to offer love to other people and to heal other people through Lomi that I do, through activations like this one, through one-on-one work with me. Things start to change when you choose you, pick you, love you, when you start to remember and embody, like really feel it in your body, that you are easy to love, that you are beautiful and kind And if you don't feel like it right now, if you feel like I felt in 2018 in Hawaii, when I felt that I didn't like myself, I didn't want to be near myself, I was not somebody who I would like to hang out with, I was not proud of who I was. If this is how you feel like right now, then fantastic. Then celebrate and make today a date in the calendar that you will celebrate as the date when you chose to do everything that it takes to become somebody that you are obsessed about, that you like to be around. Because it's not about other people. It's about you becoming obsessed with yourself, wanting to get to know yourself better, wanting to spend time with yourself, even when there is nobody around, even when nobody sees you. Do whatever it takes. And if you would like to do it with me, all the details are in the link in the description of this podcast episode. I love you dearly, and I hope that this episode was helpful, inspiring, activating. And if it was, you can let me know. You can send me a message. I love getting messages from you. I put my hand over my heart, and I feel your heart. And I feel that we can be in this together. And just me recording this episode and you listening to it and us meeting in this eternal moment of now, just this already means that we are in this together, that you are not alone in this. You are never alone. You will not be. I love you dearly, and I wish you a beautiful, beautiful life. Aloha.